Yeah. Okay, let's start it. Then, Father, I think that I'm ready. I be forsaking the world to witness your glory and essence. They tryna throw shade on my light, but they don't know that it's fluorescent. The fact that I got it from you, that is the ultimate blessing. That's facts. The only objective I'm seeing is doing your will. I live for this reasons. My allies be angels, got friendship with legions. We ready for battle, take vengeance on demons. The evil King Marcus, I don't shop in demons. Spirit ignite when I read through Ephesians. Put on that armor, I feel like a beetle. Not the musicians, I'm talking about spirit. It give me a high like it came from a needle. Talk to my flesh like, bro, I would leave you. My ego won't gas me, I don't ride a diesel. Those that have patience and wait on the Lord will mount on his wings and fly like a eagle.
Shalawam, shalawam. Let's give all praises be to the Most High Yahawah. Once again, all praises be to the Most High Yahawah. And our brother, our friend, Hamashiach Yahushai. Shalawam to all the ox out there, the aquas. If you tuned in, the water for tuning in. I got a good one here today, but before we get started, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, share, comment. If you have any questions, let's get this message out. Continue to build the kingdom, the nation, for our brother that's coming back, and help one another, love one another. Like I say, I got a good one here. Hopefully it's edifying. Let's dive right into it. As always, I love to start off with Proverbs 3:1. The rewards of wisdom. My son, forget not thy law, but let thy heart keep my commandments. For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee. Let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them about thy neck, write them upon the table of thine heart. Verse 4, so shalt thou find favor and good understanding in the sight of Elohim and man. Verse 5, trust in Yahweh with all thy heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Be not wise in thy own eyes. Fear Yahweh and depart from evil. As always, I love to start with that, because if we live by those things, we can continue to progress in our life, shedding off that old man, putting on that new, living for Yahweh Ba'Hashem Mashiach Yahushai, and hopefully one day be in the kingdom with our brother. Let's jump into this lesson. Time. How much time do we have? Time is very important, and everything is weighed in the balance. So let's start. Genesis chapter 49. That's where I'm going to. Genesis 49. We're going to dive right into it. Israel prophecy concerning his sons. This is Genesis 49. I'm going to start at verse 1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. Well, we're in the last days, so basically I'm calling to Israel, just as well as all the other ox out there putting in the work, videos on the streets, on the highways, helping one another, loving one another. All the aquas out there putting in work, standing behind their husbands, all of the children standing behind the family. Everybody's helping one another to build this thing up. Genesis 49:2. Gather yourselves together and hear, ye sons of Jacob, you sons of Israel, and hearken unto Israel, your father. So he's about to tell us some stuff, and we're going to dive into it. The first thing I want to dive to is the classic, so you can have an understanding of what it is that's going on. Revelations 18. Let's dive right into it. Right, the classic all the way to 21. You know where I'm going. For those who don't, you're about to know. Right? And a mighty Malach took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city America be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. Babylon. That's that great city America, Babylon. Why? They just sent a message on the phone that Easter was transgender day, that they were making that day for all the transgender Salakia, that they say the president says that he is with them, right? That's what was said. I am with you. You're not alone. You can be what you are. That's the same thing Sodom and Gomorrah said. That's Babylon, right? The Tower of Babel. All these things is Babylon, that gray whore in the book of Revelation. But let's dive into it, right? That's why everything is weighed in the balance. Time. Everything has to balance out. Everything has to be unjust and just, right? So let's get into this time. Let me get Matthew 12. Let's start with that. We're going to jump all the way down. Matthew 12. Let me see. I'm going to start at verse. Start at verse 36. I want you to know something, because everything that we're speaking here is being written down. And I don't want me to just say it. I want you to know it's in Matthew 12 and 36. But I say unto you that every idle word that man shall speak, they shall give an account thereof in the day of their judgment. So the things that we say and the things that we do, you're going to have to give an account on. This is why I said the time, right? Everything is weighed in the balance. So our actions and our deeds are weighed. They're put on the scale, and it has to balance out. Now, I understand we're saved by grace through Hamashiach Yahawashi. Don't get me wrong, right? We're under grace through our brother, through our friend. But you're still going to have to give an account for the things that were said and the things that were done. That's why Matthew wrote this, that every idle word that man shall speak, they shall give an account thereof in the day of judgment. Just because you're under grace doesn't mean that you're not going to have to give an account. Just because you're under grace doesn't mean that you're not going to be judged. Everything has to be weighed in the balance. Verse 37. For by thy words thou shalt be justified. See? By thy words you shall be justified. And by thy words thou shalt be what? Condemned. See? So you know, through the judgment, every idle word, you're going to have to give an account on what you were speaking. Was you speaking profane thing? Was you speaking against the Most High? Was you speaking blasphemy against the Most High? Was you blaspheming the Most High in your mind and out of your mouth? Right? Let's give an account. Right? Let's jump to it. Exodus 32. This is where I want to go. Exodus 32. Let me blow this up. Yeah, Exodus 32. I'm going to jump all the way down. Exodus 32, and I'm going to start at verse 30. And it came to pass on the morrow that Moses said unto the people, Ye have sinned a great sin, and now I will go up to Yahweh peradventure, and shall make an atonement for your sins. And Moses returned unto Yahweh and said, O this people have sinned a great sin, and have made themselves, and made them Elohims of gold. Right? This when they built the golden calf and thing like that. They was going to worship, and they was worshiping, and all those things that they did that they shouldn't have been doing. Right? So Moses is saying the people have sinned. Exodus 32 and 32. Yet now, if thou wilt forgive their sins, and if not, Moses asked, blot me out. So Moses said, forgive their sins, and if you won't forgive their sins, then blot me out. Meaning, take me out. I pray thee, out of thy book which thou hast written. So the Most High Yahweh got a book. He got a book where everything is written. It's telling us right here. And Moses knew it because he's asking to be blotted out. Now, why would you need to write things in the book? Huh? Most people write things in a book when and everything is true. There's nothing here that's false. So this is not a fictional book. Right? This is not a fairy tale. This is a real book. So why would you need to write things in the book? As we just read in Matthew 12, that you're going to have to give an account. And when you take account of things, you want to make sure things are accurate, precise. So this is why things are written down every day of your life for every idle word. So you can give an account on those things that you did on that day, at that time, at that hour, at that second. So Moses said, yet now, if thou wilt forgive their sins, if not, blot me out, I pray thee, out of thy book which thou hast written. And Yahweh said unto Moses, whosoever have sinned, what is sin? 1 John 3 and 4, the transgression of the law, right? So if you go against the law, if you break the law, you have sinned. And Yahweh said, whoever have sinned against me, him, meaning that man, that woman, that person, will I blot out of my book. So Yahweh is letting us know that he has a book. He has a book. Time, weight, and balance. And Moses was talking about this thousands of years ago. Here it is 2024, and we just now getting to it to know that he has books. So remember, you're going to give an account for every idle word. Let's get a little bit more into it. Let's jump. Go to 2 Corinthians chapter 5. Right? 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 10. Right here it is right here. For we must all appear before the judgment seat. See? We must all appear before the judgment seat of who? Hamashiach. That everyone may receive the things done in his body according to that he have done, whether it be good or bad. One more time, whether it be good or bad. Doesn't matter. It has to be weighed in the balance. Time, the duration, whether good or bad. Everyone must appear. And it says before who? Christ. Hamashiach Yahushua. Our brother, our friend, the Savior, the one who walked on the earth, who laid down his body, healed. This is who we have to stand in front of. Whether perfect or not, you're going to have to stand in front of him. Let's get the next one. 2 Corinthians 5 and 11. Knowing therefore the terror of Yahweh. The reason I say Yahweh, you say, well, that's say Lord. Yahweh. Because what did our brother say? He came to do the will of the Most High. Right? He said, I have food and meat that you know not of. To do what? The will of the Most High. That is my food. That is my meat. So whatever Yahweh say, that's what he bring forth. So the terror that's coming is from Yahweh through Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. So yeah, knowing therefore the terror of Yahweh, we persuade man. Meaning we're telling you about this gospel. We're trying to persuade you. We're trying to get you to understand, to give your life up and start living in a righteous manner and start chipping away at that old man. It's a lot of evil inside of us. A lot of evil. All kind of demons on us. Spirits on us. And we need to start chipping away at them. For that day come on you, for that day of visitation, as the book of Sirach 5 say, I believe, that day of visitation come on you suddenly. And what will you do when the wrath of the Most High Yahweh come upon you? This is why you need to start chipping away at that old man. As our brother Kaifa Peter said, don't live the rest of your time reveling and living as you used to live. Put off that old man. Huh? To know and have an understanding. This is why Paul, when he wrote this, he says, knowing. The first thing is knowing. What do you have to know? The fear of the Most High Yahweh. Therefore, the terror. So you got to have fear of the Most High Yahweh. If you don't have fear, then you have nothing. We persuade man, but we are made manifest unto Allah Hayam. And I trust also are made manifest in your conscience, meaning that you can hear and understand the words that are being spilled out, the words that are being given to you, as John 6 and 63 says, these words that I speak to you are life. They quicken you, are spirit, right? So I hope you get that, right? Let me get that. Let me pull that real quick, because I don't want to just say it, right? Let me get that. John 6, right? I don't want to just say it because I want you to see it. I want you to know that these things, we don't just do this for fun. We're not just doing this because we like to do it, right? It says, John 6 and 63, it is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profit nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life, right? But just as 64 said, but there are some of you that believe not. For Yahweh Shai knew from the beginning who they were that believe not and who should betray him. Are you going to betray? Are you going to betray Yahweh Shai? This is why Paul wrote what he wrote in 2 Corinthians 5 and 11. Knowing therefore the terror of Yahweh, we persuade men. We trying to persuade you about these books, about the time, about things that's weighed in the balance. Hopefully you get some understanding for this. Let's jump back to Revelation. Let's see Revelation 20. Watch this about these books. Y'all know the classic. We go into it. Revelation 20 and 11, right? And I saw a great white throne and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the Shemaim fled away. So they couldn't even be the presence of the Most High. And there was found no place for them. Verse 12, and I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Elohim, and the books were open. Here we go with these books again. See, the dead. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Elohim, and what was open? Those books. Remember, every idle word, Matthew 12 and 36, every idle word, you're going to have to give an account before the judgment seat of who? Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, right? And the books were open. And another book was open, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were what? Written in them. How were they judged? How were they weighed? How was their time that was here on earth, the duration of their life? How were they put on? By what? Everything that were written in those books according to what? Their works, their deeds. Right? And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them. And they were judged, every man according to their what? Works. Every man according to your works, what you did here on this earth. Don't think that you're getting away with anything. Do not think that you're getting away with anything. Nothing at all. You're not getting away with anything. The Most High knows everything, right? Verse 14, and death and hell was cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And whosoever, everybody like John 3:16 about whosoever. What about this whosoever? Nobody don't talk about this whosoever. Next time somebody bring up John 3 and 16, jump to Revelation 20 and 15 on them and see if they want us to talk about this whosoever. Matter of fact, next time somebody bring up John 3:16 for me, I'm going straight to Revelations 20 and 15, and I want to know, do you agree with this whoever? And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire, right? Since you like John 3:16 so much. You got to agree with this because it say whosoever. It say whosoever. So if you agree with John 3:16, then you got to agree with this. If you wasn't found written in the book of life, was cast into the lake of fire, right? Why? Because everything is weighed in the balance. Time, the duration, right? Let's get Second Ezra and see what he said. This Second Ezra. Let me see. This Second Ezra, chapter 4. I'm going to jump all the way down to verse 31. Here it is. Ponder now by thyself how great fruit of wickedness the grain of evil seed have brought forth. See, that seed of evilness was spilled forth when Eve listened to the serpent. When she took the time to listen to the serpent and got beguiled, deceived, right, that grain of evil wickedness was sowed. And when the ears shall be cut down, which are without number, so it's telling you how many people are going to be cast into what? Right here. We just read it, right? And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into what? That lake of fire. This is what it's talking about right here. And when the ears shall be cut down, which are without number, how great a floor shall they feel? Yeah. How many people going to be cast into that lake of fire? Then Ezra said, right, verse 33, then I answered and said, how and how and when shall these things come to pass? Wherefore our years are few and evil. Ezra want to know when it's going to happen, right? And it said, and he answered me saying, do not thou hasten above the Most Highest? Meaning you trying to hurry and rush this thing above the Most High. For thy haste is what? In vain. You bugging out, Ezra. You trying to go above the Most High. Huh? You exceeding, you exalting yourself above the Most High. Everything is weighed in the balance. Everything got to be done just the way the Most High set it up. Right? It says in verse 35, did not the souls also of the righteous ask the same question of these things in their chambers, saying, how long shall I hope on this fashion? When cometh the fruit of the floor of our reward? What it's referring to, let's get it. It's referring to this in Revelations. Let's get it. For the ones who don't know. I know the other ones, the other ox and aquas out there, y'all already know. But we're going to get it for the people, right? The fifth seal, right? Here it is. This is what it's talking about in Ezra. And when he had opened up the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of Elohim and for the testimony which they held. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, how long, O Yahweh, Quadash and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? That's what this talking about right here. How long shall I hope on this fashion? This is what it's talking about right here. When cometh the fruit of the floor of our reward? They in the chambers. This is what it's talking about. Revelation 6 and 10 right here. And it says, and white robes were given unto every one of them, and it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season unto their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be killed as they were should be what? Fulfilled. So they had to wait. Time, duration, weighed in the balance, right? They had to wait this time out. Everything has to be done in order when you're dealing with the Most High. Like the Malak just told Ezra right here, your haste is in vain. And he answered me saying, do not thou hasten above the Most High? For thy haste is in vain. You putting yourself above the Most High. You going over Yahweh. Who do you think you are? Slow down. As I like to say, you moving too fast. Right? You moving too fast, Ezra. Slow down. And we all have to do this. Not only Ezra, we have to catch our own self. Because none of us are perfect. Because Ezra was a prophet. Ezra was a prophet, way more righteous than I am, and way more righteous than you are. Because he talking to a Malak right here that was sent from the Most High. Anybody listening to this, have you talked to a Malak? Have you had dialect with a Malak that came from the Most High, and you asking questions to the Malak and he delivering all the interpretations to you? If you did and you have, leave a comment in the section so we can talk. Okay? I want to talk to you. Anyway, let me continue on. Right? So this is what it's talking about. Revelation 6 and 9. Right? On down to 11. Right? Verse 36. And unto these things, look at, here go to Malak right here. Uriel. This is the Malak he talking to. The archangel. This is who Ezra talking to. So anybody that's sitting up talking to an archangel, Uriel, right, or Michael, please let me know. Dial me in so we can get that line back going. So Ezra, yeah, he was more righteous than I am. I'll say it. I can't speak for you. If you think you're righteous, then all praises to the Most High Yahweh, right? But I know he was more righteous than me because he's sitting up talking to a Malak, not only just a regular Malak, but an archangel, right? And he gave them the answer and said, even when the number of the seeds is filled in you. Let me slow down and say that again. Verse 36. Remember, we're in the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 4, verse 36. And unto these things Uriel the archangel gave them answer and said, because remember Ezra asked, when is this going to happen? Even when the number of seeds is filled in you, for he have weighed the world in a balance. Right? So now we're talking about seeds. Let me get another one. Hold on. Let me pull something in another one in the book of Sirach. Hold on. Let me get another one. Let me jump to Sirach real quick. Something just popped in my mind. No. Bear with me. This is the book of Sirach, right? Book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 19. Look at this. Now, Ezra, the Malak Uriel, is telling him right here, right? Everything is weighed in the balance. And it says the number of the seeds is fulfilled in you, right? So we jump to the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiastic Us, chapter 10, verse 19. Trip this. They that fear Yahweh are a sure seed. They that fear Yahweh are a sure seed, and they that love him an honorable plant. They that regard not the law are a dishonorable seed. So this is what he's talking about. All those who are honorable is weighed. All those who are dishonorable are weighed. This is why it says, for he have weighed the world in a balance. Through what? Those seeds. Let's finish it off. They that fear Yahweh are a sure seed, and they that love him an honorable plant. Man, that made me think of another one. Let me get this real quick about that. I'll finish reading this and I'm going to jump to something else. An honorable plant. They that regard not the law are a dishonorable seed. They that transgress the commandments are a deceivable seed. You are a deceivable seed. Who was a deceivable seed? Watch this. Let me jump here real quick. Watch this. Y'all know where I'm going. Matthew 15. Watch this. Matthew 15, verse 12. Right? Then came his disciples and said unto him, knowest thou that the Pharisees were offended? What was they offended about? About what Yahushua was telling them. Huh? They always offended when truth come, right? Just like anybody else in this world. When you bring them truth, they not your friend no more. They don't want to talk no more. They don't have time for you no more. But let's see what Yahweh Shai said. That the Pharisees were offended after they heard this saying. Verse 13. But he answered and said, every plant. So this is what we've been talking about, right? The plant, right? This isn't that what it said? Love him, an honorable plant. They that fear Yahweh are a sure seed, and they that love him are an honorable plant. In Matthew 15, verse 13, it said, Yahweh Shai said, but he answered and said, every plant which my heavenly Father have not planted shall be what? Rooted up. They shall be rooted up. So if Yahweh didn't plant them, they're going to be rooted up anyway. Yeah, they're going to get all flustered up. They're going to get offended by the word because what? They not a heavenly plant. The Father, Abanawa, Yahweh, did not plant them, so they shall be rooted up. Yahweh Shai said in verse 14, let them alone. That what? They be blind leaders of the blind. And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into what? The ditch. Both of them shall fall into the ditch. Let them alone. Who are we leaving alone? Who are we leaving alone? The plants that are going to be rooted up. The dishonorable ones. These right here in verse 19. It says the ones that what? That regard not the law are a dishonorable seed. They that transgress the commandments are a deceivable seed. Don't be deceived, people. That's what it's talking about. Don't be deceived. That was Matthew chapter 15, verses 12 to 14. Remember that those Pharisees, they're going to be rooted up. And remember those Pharisees, the same people that's in the churches today, your pastors, your bishops, your deacons, your church leaders, your mama, your whoever. And even in Israel, even in the truth. Even in the truth. I'm not going to make it seem like it ain't people in the truth that's blind leading the blind. Even in the truth. Let them alone, Yahweh Shai said. They be blind leaders of the blind. And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into a ditch. And you don't want to fall into that ditch, right? Let's go back to Ezra and finish that off, right? That was verse 36. That for he have weighed the world in the balance. Let's go to verse 37. By measure have he measured times. So everything is in the time. Everything is being measured through the duration of time. Everything has been weighed in the balance. Every idle word that you give is written in these books. You're going to have to go in front of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, right? On the judgment day, judgment seat, to give an account, right? So by measure have he measured the time, and by the number have he numbered the times, and he doeth not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled. Everything has to be fulfilled that the Most High has spoken. This is why he told him back up in here for verse 34, when he said, do not thou hasten above the Most High, for thy haste is in vain. This is why he told him that. You doing things in vain. Everything got to be fulfilled the way the Most High, Yahweh, has it set up. Everything has already been measured and weighed out in a balance. So I hope you understand that. Let me get one more if I close out real quick. Let me get one more. Can I get one more? Let me go to Numbers chapter 23 real quick. Numbers 23, right? And this is for the nation. This is for the nation, right? Yasharallah, right? Numbers 23, and I'm going to start at 19. Elohim is not a man that he should lie, neither the son of man that he should repent. Had he said, and Salakia, and shall he not do it? Or have he spoken, and shall he not make it good? Come on, man. This is what I'm talking about. Behold, I have received commandments to exalt, to bless, which means to exalt. And he have exalted, and I cannot reverse it. He cannot, nobody can reverse what Yahweh has already set up. Why? Because everything has been chosen and weighed in the balance of time and duration. So nobody can change that. There's nothing nobody can do to change anything that's already set that the Most High has set up. I'm not doing this video. I'm in rewind doing this video because when I was born, the Most High knew that I was going to do this on this day, at this time, at this second. And I'm going to close out with verse 21. He hath not beheld iniquity in Jacob, neither hath he seen perverseness in Israel. Yahweh Elohim is with him. Who is he with? Israel. And the shout of a king is among them. Who is the king? Hamashiach Yahawah, the only begotten son that was sent through our Abanawa Yahweh to raise up the nation of Israel, and him be the king and sit on the throne. For all power and authority was given to Hamashiach Yahawah. And with that, hopefully it was edifying. I'm going to get ready to get out of here. And I say Kwam Yasharallah. Shalawam to all the ox and aquas out there. Make sure hit that like button, subscribe, and share. And with that, I'm going to say Shalawam.
For real, I hopped out the matrix, I took the red pill. Had enemies after me since I was little. Got baptized in water, I felt like an ill electric.